Hey guys, hope you're doing well. My name's Matt and welcome to this week's market update. What I will be talking about today is mostly Bitcoin because I think it's the most important one right now. But I also found a few coins that I think are pretty bullish against Bitcoin. I just want to show you that this whole list of my coins that I keep track of, almost none of them look good against Bitcoin right now. You can see that all of them are just breaking down, except a few exceptions that I found. So I want to talk about them. Just a quick disclaimer, this is not financial advice and you should only trade if you are experienced. On the weekly, you can see this 28k resistance, it was our take profit. Basically I was talking about this level for a while, maybe for a few months now. I was talking about this being your take profit and 32k being the second take profit. We are right now breaking the level, so if we close a weekly above it, I think that your trade from here is, if we close above the 30k or the 28 to 30k level, basically the play is to take profits at 32k and get out of the trade if we close back below 28k. The same goes for 32k. So if we get to 32k, you take profits. If we close above it, you get back into the trade, and if we close back below, you get out of the trade. It's really that simple, guys, and it's been working for a while now. Basically, if you trade these levels on the weekly or the monthly, it's just gonna work because not many people are actually doing that. Most people just try to trade the 1 hourly and 4 hourly charts and they just get wrecked there. But even though these supports and resistances look really simple, they actually do work, which is pretty crazy. You just need to be patient with these trades though. Basically, that's about the weekly on Bitcoin. I also want to talk about this. I know that it's basically comparing it to the last bear market, which usually doesn't work, but it just looks really nice, so I will talk about it for a minute. Basically, in the last bear market, you had this resistance. We broke down from 6k. We started forming a bottom here, then we boosted, had a quick consolidation, and then got into this. And I feel like this looks pretty similar. Basically, you have this break, boost, consolidation. You are getting into the resistance, and if we break this 32k resistance, I think the next take profit is 45k, which sounds crazy, but if we break 32k, it's actually pretty reasonable. That is only if we break the 32k level, which I actually don't think we will. I think we will get rejected around 32k, and we might even look back at 25k, which would actually be a great trade. You can even open some shorts here, just wait for the weekly closes above and then just take profits around 25k. If you open shorts on 32k, it closes above. It's really simple. You just open longs right here and your price target is 45k. So that is basically all I want to say about Bitcoin right now. I will just talk about ETH for a minute. Just a quick reminder, if you are enjoying the video, don't forget to like it and subscribe. Now let's talk about ETH against Bitcoin. I will just talk about weekly on ETH because I don't think there's much to talk about on the lower time frames. Basically, you have this range that I've been talking about for a while now, or everyone's been talking about it. Yeah, this range, we had a fake out. Anyway, that's a while ago. Right now, we are breaking through the midpoint. I thought last week could actually close above the midpoint, which would make this whole thing a fake out, but it didn't close above. It was just a retest of the resistance, and right now it looks like we're gonna go way lower. There's still 5 days until the weekly close, so not much to look out for right now, but I think that if we close below the midpoint, basically we're gonna look for these levels to rebuy. So I think that the most important level is gonna be the bottom of the range, and if we ever get there, I'm gonna cycle most of my Bitcoin into ETH because it's a great trade. Basically, it's really simple. You just open the bottom of the range, your price target is the top of the range, your invalidation is a weekly close below the range, and it's just that simple. I think that if we get down here, so I either get invalidated, which I don't think is really, there's not a big chance for that. More likely it will just go back up, and if we get back to the top of the range again, I think we're gonna break through it. That is gonna take a while though, so I think buying this is a great setup for the bull market, and if you like ETH at least a bit, I think you should really be looking out for this level. That's basically about it. The second level I have here is this one, which is the one I think could actually front run the bottom of the range, but I think the bottom of the range is gonna be the more important one to look for. I also want to talk about Solana because it's actually today's kind of elephant in the room. It's done 11% today, which is pretty good. I will just look at the weekly for a bit. Basically, this is TA right now. We are approaching these resistances. We had a fake out here, so the most reasonable target after this weekly close was this resistance. We reached the resistance, got rejected, consolidated around the resistance for a while. Then we even looked almost back down to the support, and now we are reaching the resistance again. What should you do if you are not in a position right now? So what I would would do is basically I would wait for a weekly close above this, and then my trade would be I would open a weekly close above and I would wait for my first invalidation would be a weekly close below this. I mean, not first. My only invalidation would be a weekly close back below this level. And then if we ever start getting back into this range, the range between 30 and 45, I would just move the trade. So basically, if we close a weekly above this, my next invalidation would be weekly close back below. So I would have an open here trading this range, which is like really great if we ever break through this, which I think we actually will. Now looking at the daily, this is the range on the daily. Top of the range is this wick, midpoint is this midpoint, bottom of the range is this support. Basically, the trade right now, if you didn't open around this midpoint, is just to wait for the top of the range to be hit, and then you wait for the daily close above. If we close above, your invalidation is a daily close below, and your take profits are on the weekly, I think. So I think it's a great trade actually on the daily. And yeah, that's about the USD chart. Now let's look at the Bitcoin chart on the weekly. Basically, I know that it might not look as great because of this resistance, but just looking at this thing, you have a lower high, lower low, and then you have a higher high, and this looks like it's starting to form a higher low. So basically, you can either wait for a higher high, which is pretty insane because it's like 45%, or you can just kind of bet on the lower low being a lower low and target somewhere around these levels at least. And then if you close above these levels, your invalidation is below them, and your take profits are, I think, somewhere in this resistance. So you can kind of outrun this trade by just betting on this being a higher low and just looking out closely for the daily levels, which I think are basically these two levels, this black line and this green box. If you close above this black line, I think it's a great invalidation actually, because the trade is gonna start looking something like this. I will just move this here. Your open is above this black line. Your invalidation is below the black line. Your take profits are somewhere around here on the weekly, and you can just look for the lower levels on the daily. So maybe this one, but that is not, I think these levels aren't in line with the USD chart. So the higher ones are the ones that you can trade even on the USD charts. But these are really long-term trades. So just if you open them, just you need to be patient with these. It could take a few months, even maybe like half a year for these to take to hit the targets. And that's considering that we are actually starting to get into at least out of the bear market, not into the bull market, not really into the like crazy legs of the bull market, but maybe into some consolidations right here. So yeah, you need to be patient with these. But I think Sol is a really good one. And now the other coin I want to talk about is FTM. FTM against dollar on the weekly is one of the coins that are actually looking really great. You are right now above this support that is still holding us. So basically, you broke the resistance, turned it to support. We retested the support. Now we're starting to bounce off of it. The trade would look something like this. Basically, you open now, invalidation below support, take profit, either this black line or this resistance. I think the black line is the more important one. Or not only, I think it's pretty clear from this that it's not really worth targeting the extra few. I mean, it's not few percent, it's like 40. I feel like we're gonna get rejected by this because it's the one that looks really strong on charts. Anyway, you can just take some profits here and wait for the higher levels. But yeah, this is on the weekly. Like you can see my idea. I think the idea is just this is a bounce, really clear invalidation, really clear price target. So nothing to worry about, I think. Now looking at the Bitcoin chart, this is the one I really like because this is like one of the few charts that like actually look great against Bitcoin. You have this support here. We broke the support, got into the first resistance, and then we went back to the support. So right now, if you want to open these trades, this is the position to take, I think, because you can just get invalidated. You don't even have to care about the dollar chart that much because you have your clear invalidation on the Bitcoin charts. So unless everything starts falling apart in the crypto scene, meaning that Bitcoin would drop to 25k and this would still be above the support, you could even have your invalidation on this chart, which is really close to the invalidation basically. So the trade would look like this. You open right here, invalidation, weekly close below the support, first take profit, this resistance, second take profit. If we get into this range, it's the midpoint. I think targeting the top of the range is pretty crazy, so I'm not gonna talk about it. I think even the midpoint is pretty crazy, but I think that the bottom of the range is actually pretty reasonable. And if you manage to combine these two, this trade and check your invalidations both on the USD chart and the Bitcoin chart, it's actually not that many percent, because if Bitcoin keeps going up and this starts falling a bit, it's actually gonna invalidate you on the Bitcoin chart, so you're just gonna get out of the trade before getting this 25% drop on the dollar chart. So that is basically about the coins I wanted to talk about today. I think these are the most notable ones I found in the charts. There might even be some more, but I didn't manage to find them. You can leave these in the comments and I will talk about them in the next videos. I hope you enjoyed this one. Like and consider subscribing to our channel because it really helps us. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.